What's up, BikeRumor fans? So most of us, including us, know Bentonville, Arkansas for the mountain biking. And in fact, we just did a story on where to ride with a lot of the details on the trails and stuff. We just happened to be passing through again, and this time we had our gravel bikes with us. So figured, hey, why not reach out and see if there's actually gravel riding here? And it turns out there is quite a bit, apparently. Yeah. And we're going to show you some of that in a minute. But we also came as the guest of the Chamber of Commerce. So I got Graham Cobb here with me from the Bentonville Chamber, and Amy Ross with BikeBentonville, who helped put together a lot of the information for the mountain bike story. So we'll link to that down below and in the story for this one. But what we wanted to show you also is more of what there is to do here in Bentonville, whether you're just coming to visit or you're considering starting a company here. There's brands like Allied Cycles and Rafa and
Junk Brands.
Yeah, a lot more. You know them.
Yeah.
So there's more outdoor and cycling brands here, but there's also a lot of other startups, and it's really interesting to see why some of these companies are here. So let's go take a look at some of those, and then we'll check out these gravel roads. So our first stop is the Momentary, which is Bentonville's newest museum. It actually opened in very early 2020, and it's equal parts art museum, performing arts, and culinary. So over here you have kind of like an open air dining space. Beyond that, over there is a huge green space that they're going to do outdoor events. And then of course they have, over there is a rooftop bar, and inside is the Onyx Coffee Lab. And so what's kind of cool is, besides the music piping outside, all these pipes up here, this was an old craft cheese factory. So they left everything intact that they didn't have to remove, just to kind of give it some kitsch, you know, some coolness. So let's go inside and check out the art for just a second, and then we'll move on to 8th Street Market.
When we visited, they were showing Nick Cave's Until exhibit, but they'll have a continual rotation of new artists and installations. Different rooms have different equipment, letting them show digital art as well as physical pieces. The vacant factory rooms provide massive spaces for huge works, like this monstrous collage of chandeliers and knickknacks. What's really cool about the Momentary is that it's totally free to enter, and they have a coffee shop, a cafe, and a lot of seating. So if you were going to meet someone for a caffeine-fueled chit-chat, or just need a place to work for a couple hours, why not do it here? There are chairs, tables, and couches on multiple levels, making it easy to find a spot to yourself, all with an easy view of the art. I mentioned coffee, right? Hit up Onyx Coffee Lab for a tasty treat before getting to work. Tons of outdoor seating lets you take advantage of Bentonville's very pleasant fall, winter, and spring weather too. Okay, on to the market.
We're gonna head over to the market in just a second, but literally right here is a brewery and restaurants and shops and stuff like that. Right here is this massive park, and I don't know if you can see, but like you can see the construction they're doing, like rock walled formed pump track that just literally runs all the way back through the woods and comes around here. And it's just this, I mean, incredible resource. Let the kids go play here, ride for a little while yourself, finish a ride here, and just mess around with friends or the family, grab some drinks, grab some food. So let's go see what they have on tap at Bike Rack Brewing.
8th Street Market is home to Bike Rack Brewing, which has a wide range of fresh beers that are the perfect finish to a ride, and a great place to meet friends. There are a ton of killer restaurants here, like Yayo's Mexican, Co-op Ramen, Juice Palm, a chocolate shop, and an assortment of food trucks pulled up outside every day. There's even a yoga studio, and on a nice day, they may just head outside too. From here, we headed over to Ollie Makes Bakery to hear from a local entrepreneur.
Hey y'all, I'm Molly, and this is Ollie Makes Bakery. This is my bakery I started a year and a half ago here in Bentonville, Arkansas. I went to school in Northwest Arkansas. I went away for 3 years, but then when I started my business, I knew I wanted to do it in Bentonville. It's great with new business. People are so sweet and so accommodating, and really I've developed some great relationships, loyal customers, and it's just a great place to build a business, build a relationship, and to build your family too. We're right here downtown. We can get on some trails, we can get your snacks, meet your friends, your neighbors all around you, and if you're ever in town, come grab a bite.
So another place we really wanted to check out was Rapid Prototypes, because think about it, if you have a customer like Walmart and they want to see how something's going to look in their store on the shelf, and you need packaging in like 2 hours for your meeting, this is the place to go. And they also do a lot of 3D printing for mock-ups for bigger projects, trade shows and things like that. But it's just incredible resource to be able to have something right here that you can like send them a file or run over and sketch something on a napkin, and they'll make it for you, like sometimes in the same day or very quickly. So we're gonna go inside and see what they can do, because it's just super cool.
With an office full of designers and builders, there's almost nothing Rapid Prototypes can't make out of cardboard, wood, or plastic. Large-scale printers let them create almost any size display or box, and they look as real as the finished products that you see on store shelves. This giant plotter was rolling the creases into a box before cutting it, so it would fold easily and perfectly. This is the first time I've seen this kind of tool, and it was really, really neat. It turns out printed, pre-cut, and pre-shaped boxes in any shape and size you could need, in whatever quantity you need. For proof of concept, or just creating a small batch of gift boxes, they can usually turn these around in 48 hours or less. Back in the prototyping lab, there's virtually every type of 3D printer you can imagine, and they're working on some incredible products for big brands that we can't tell you about. Check this one out. It uses lasers to turn this liquid into a solid. There are tons of samples on display, but this little gizmo shows just how complex their design samples can be. And this photo card, well, it's just freaking cool. For a small town, this is a big time resource that makes it possible to compete at a global level.
Another really cool thing about this town is that everywhere we're going is by bike. It's really rad. Like, some of the places are miles apart, but look at this, like, we're on a huge separated bike lane with yellow lines to separate the flow of traffic for the bikes, and it's literally almost everything here is connectable by greenway, if not super wide sidewalks, or at least bike lanes that are painted in the streets and stuff. It's just an amazingly bike-friendly town. So let's say you're done working, don't feel like riding one day, you want to do something else fun, you could come get your pilot's license, or just go for a sightseeing flight or kind of an introductory flight. So here at the Louise Thaden Airfield, this is the Thaden Field House, which has a killer restaurant and awesome lawn that you can just watch the planes come in and out on. Or you could get your private pilot's license, your commercial pilot's license, even get your flight instructor's license if you want to teach others how to fly. So they have a membership program to get you access to the club, but what it really gets you is access to their fleet of airplanes and helicopters, where you can use on a partial basis, you know, rent them, take them out for a day, and just kind of gain access to something without having to own your own aircraft. So it's just a really cool, fun resource. By the way, this is one of only 2 airports in the US named after a woman, the other being one of Thaden's contemporaries, Amelia Earhart. So it's a pretty fun place to check out, even if you don't plan on flying, because they're gonna have a huge new park next door, right next to Bentonville Brewing, right next to Climb Bentonville. So there's a lot of stuff you can come and see and do with the outdoor vibe, and watch the planes take off, land, just kind of have fun. One of the big things about coming to an area is you got to look at what the schools are. And so I've heard from several locals that the public school system is pretty amazing, but this is the Thaden School, and it's more of a charter school, and they use bikes as a key part of the curriculum. So they actually do it in 3 parts. They have wheels, meals, and reels. And so the wheels is, not only do they teach bike repair, but they actually teach the kids how to weld a steel frame. So you get to make your own steel bicycle frame as part of the curriculum here. The meals part, if you look over there, you can see a greenhouse and garden. They grow their own food and learn how to prepare it to make meals and stuff. And the reels part is actually, I was thinking fishing reels, it's film reels. So they teach them videography and how to make movies and edits and stuff like that. So this is just an incredible school. But what's really cool is the tuition is on a sliding scale based on income, and they look at other factors to do it too. So like, if you're one of the, maybe say Walton family members, your tuition's probably going to be pretty high. But if you're here working in the service industry and you want to send your kids, it's relatively affordable. We're going to go peek in the window real quick because I want you to see the little bike workstations they have.
Can you imagine having a fully park tool equipped workstation to learn bike repairs? Seriously, sign me up. Just around the corner is Gearheads, one of the many bike shops in the area. If you're headed into town on business and wanted to hit the trails, they have mountain bike rentals with helmets and all the other little things you'd need to shred. We rented specialized commuter e-bikes to tour the city, and Gearhead's service was top-notch. In addition to schools, keeping the kids entertained and learning outside the classroom is a key part of any city. Bentonville's Amazium is a learning museum with tons of fun, hands-on play areas for kids where they can climb, make videos, hop in a semi-cab, and so much more. But it's not just for kids. Head into the Tinkering Hub and there's a creator space. The first room is for younger folk, with classes and structured activities for grade schoolers. They can even help them learn some basic programming to make functional robots. Behind that is the workshop, a more advanced makerspace for teens and adults where you can learn to use cutting and printing equipment, design, and all the other fun stuff that lets you make your own gadgets. They offer memberships and classes as well as regular events. What's really cool is that they also make almost all of the museum's exhibits in-house.
All right, Graham, tell me, like, when people move to Bentonville, what is something that surprises them that they were never expecting?
Yeah, I think people are always a little bit shocked about how easy the access is to everything they want to do, you know, and that means we don't just build hard mountain bike trails, we build easy mountain bike trails. We don't build mountain bike trails you got to get in your car to find. They're in your backyard.
They were literally crisscrossing every road that we rode to get to the gravel roads, and in fact, on the way back, we're gonna hit some of those because they look super smooth and fun. Super smooth. In fact, my commute is a 2.5-mile mountain bike ride from my house to my office. But then I think also people are just kind of floored with all of the world-class amenities. So really vibey art, you know, with the Momentary, great food. A lot of times it's stuff that you would think you would only find on the coast. Yeah, you just look at, like, it's funny, like when you go to Google Maps, you have to zoom in quite a bit before the word Bentonville pops up.
Yeah.
You know, it's like even Fayetteville, I guess because the university pops up, and it's like I keep zooming, they're like, oh, there it is. Yeah.
You know, I mean, so obviously we have the world's largest retailer. They want to stay that way.
Who?
Little brand, Walmart, you know. They want to stay that way, so they need the sharpest folks in the world. That talent wants really high-level experiences. So what we're finding is, I mean, people are moving here because they want to be a part of the community, not because they just want to find a job. And those are the kinds of people you want in your town, right? I mean, people that, it's like the Beatles said, the love they make is equal to the love they take. So people are bringing a lot of passion to this place. They're friendly, but they're also changing a lot of this, you know, and bringing what they have loved in their communities to Bentonville. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
10 years ago, Bentonville was not much to come and visit. You had the Walmart Museum, and that's really about it. But if you're the world's largest retailer and you expect your suppliers and vendors to have a presence here, it kind of pays to create a high quality of life. And so with 1,400 different vendors and suppliers having offices here, 400 of the Fortune 500 having a presence here, and a lot of employees that support all of those companies, and the support system of service industry to do those, you end up with things like a 21C hotel, a global culinary institute, and just massive collection of really good restaurants to take, you know, clients out to dinner with and entertain. And so you have a great school system, but if you really want to attract families and people to come and work here and stay here and live here, you got to do more. So the beautiful thing about Bentonville is they literally had a clean slate to do all of that because this town still had a lot of dirt roads, and you had Walton Foundation money to pay for whatever they wanted to do. So they ended up building just the most incredible infrastructure of mountain bike trails and outdoor activities and restaurants, a beautiful downtown. You can see behind me here, you have this square that is like almost movie plot perfect. And so we're gonna go check out some of the local establishments and some of the highlights, and then we're gonna head out and check out that gravel riding. The art isn't limited to the museums. You'll find it scattered around town too. But if you're more of a foodie than an art lover, there is no shortage of delicious food. like this monster cinnamon roll and huge breakfast from the buttered biscuit. Or gourmet pizzas from the Peddler's Pub, which has outdoor seating in front and back and sits next to a satellite location of Bike Rack Brewing. Tuscan Trotter fuses Chef Rob Nelson's French culinary experience into an American brasserie to create amazing pork dishes. Still have room? Head over to Trash, where their unique ice cream machine swirls your choice of ingredients straight into a waffle cone. It's fun to watch and even more fun to eat. After all that, you'll definitely want to get out for a nice long ride. So let's check out that gravel scene.
So Amy, I'm not gonna lie, like I was kind of just hoping there was gonna be a gravel scene here or somewhere to ride, but it turns out there's quite a bit. So tell me about the gravel cycling scene here in Bentonville.
Yeah, there is quite a bit of gravel in and around the community. So I think over the last couple of years is really when it started to explode.
Because they just kept adding gravel roads, like pouring millions of dollars into gravel road development.
I wish it was happening, but I think people were really starting to discover what gravel cycling was even more. And then with the addition of some local gravel events that were going on, more and more people got into it. And then last year we announced a partnership with Lifetime and created the Big Sugar Gravel NWA, which is a little over 100 miles. Takes you through some of the best parts of Northwest Arkansas's gravel and up into Missouri. Even has a really cool brewery on the route.
Because you have to hydrate.
Yep. The trick is that it's a little tough getting out of there, but
yeah, you also have to
be
finish.
Careful, yeah, how much. But yeah, it's been really, really cool to see a lot of the mountain bikers starting to take interest in the gravel and doing a lot of gravel group rides. You see a lot of that happening Sundays, Mondays, mornings.
Do the shops organize this, or it's just kind of friends getting together?
Yeah, there's a combination between the shops. There's some women's groups that have been doing stuff. The chamber has a group ride and they do a lot of gravel rides. So honestly, like, you wanted to go out and do a ride and didn't want to go by yourself, put something up on Facebook and someone's gonna go. Right,
nice.
So there's always someone going out.
Very cool, thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you need a bike for all that gravel, Allied Cycles is based here, and you can watch the bikes being made by hand just behind the showroom window. I barely mentioned the world-class mountain bike trails, which literally crisscross everywhere through town and range from expert backcountry to family-friendly flow trail. There really is something for every level of rider. From small batch art to the amazing Crystal Bridges Museum and the incredible outdoorsy vibe, it's safe to say if you're looking for a place to live, work, and play, you might just belong in Bentonville, Arkansas.